What's up, YouTube? DJF with Team Budget here, coming at you live with version 3, and probably the final version of the Crystal Beast deck because I test played it a lot today and it worked out. It worked better than the first deck. It was more consistent on not necessarily big plays, but just handling situations and consistently doing what I want to do, not consistently building up to doing something that I want to do later. Consistently doing what I want to do now at that given point in time. I played my friend's Gravekeepers, and it went back and forth, but Gravekeepers is a much higher tier deck than this, so for how I stood against the Gravekeeper deck, I give this mad props, and then I played my friend's new Alien deck. This won more than the aliens did, but again, I give my friend props for doing well with the alien deck because he literally just got it today. So he was test playing the aliens, and he's most likely at home tweaking that right now, and the profile should be up within just a little bit of time by the time this version 3 of Crystal Beast comes up. But you'll see some noticeable differences and then some obvious similarities with version 3, so I'll explain choices as I go through, but hope you enjoy. To start, Triple Sapphire Pegasus, and this card is 18 Beat Stick, Beast, 4-star, targetable Summoner Monk, and Horn. When this 18 Beat Stick, when this card is summoned, you can select one Crystal Beast in your hand, deck, or graveyard. The graveyard comes key. Like, the graveyard pulls are the best. And you get the selected monster and put it in your spell and trap zone. Triple Topaz Tiger, 4-star beast, targetable with Summoner Monk and Horn. When this card attacks an opponent's monster, it gains 400 attack. So without Horn it becomes 2000, so it gets over some things, and with Horn it's 28, so it gets over almost everything. Double Hammer Mammoth, again, 4-star beast, 17, targetable Summoner Monk and Horn. This is the last thing that's targetable. This card is really trolly, but not good enough to run 2, or run more than 2. When another face-up Crystal Beast monster is targeted for an attack, you can make the opponent attack this. Troll move, if you haven't seen the first video, your opponent attacks Topaz Tiger. Force them to attack this. Pop Horn. He becomes 25, so he gets over the Logias and the Dolkas and stuff. Flip Horn, he's 25. Kills, draw a card. Then, unless your opponent is attacking with something more than a 25, or Valors him and wastes a Valor, if your opponent's attacking with something less than a 25, you make him target this, and they die. So it forces your opponent to be scared. And then the last of the Crystal Beast, Ruby Carbuncle. When this card is special summoned, special summon as many Crystal Beasts from your spell and trap zone as possible. And it's special summon from anywhere, spell and trap zone, hand, deck, graveyard. And that rounds up the Crystal Beast, so as you probably imagine, I'm not running Rainbow Dragon. However, this becomes more consistent because the other Crystal Beast monsters just suck. Like, oh, you can poke for 600 directly with a terrible monster. Oh, you can send a Crystal Beast monster to the back top of your deck for no apparent reason. Okay, cool, for some reason, I don't even know what the Turtle's attack was. He just had 2,000, or Turtle's effect was he just had 2,000 defense. So, it becomes more consistent with being able to do what's good with these guys. And then you have tech choices and boss monster. Double, because you can only run 2. Summoner Monk. Pitch a spell, special summon a level 4 from your deck. It can't attack this turn. You can special summon any of your Crystal Beasts except for Carbuncle. it helps set up plays with your support cards or your Pegasus. And it makes, sorry, I forgot what I was going to say. It makes spells not dead, because if you have a spell that would normally be dead, he's summoned, he always goes to defense. Then you pitch dead spell, special summon, so it's a free monster for a dead spell. It's a +1 in my opinion, because you don't use him unless you're pitching a dead spell or setting up, so it's always going to be a plus. And 2 Battle Fader. This doesn't swarm until mid to late game, depending on how fast you run it. It's kind of a late mid, like back half of the middle game, where it wins. If you have to hold out too long, then you get screwed. But also the early game screws you, and you have a lot of draw power. So 2 is consistent. You don't want to draw into 3 and then have it just sit in your hand dead. But Gores is stupid because you always bump the Crystal Beast back to your spell and trap zone. So you're on 2 Fader. And then the boss card, double Haman, Lord of Striking Thunder. 4K, 4K. Can only be special summoned when you send 3 continuous spell cards to the graveyard. All your Crystal Beasts become continuous spells. It's okay to send them to the graveyard because you just fish them back out from the graveyard with Pegasus and some of the support cards. So he's 4K, 4K. When he's in defense, he's the only one that can be targeted for an attack. And when he is sends an opponent's monster to the graveyard by destroying it by battle, inflict an extra 1,000. So he does some burn, he runs over everything. Essentially just rapes face. On to the spells. Ancient City Rainbow Runes. I'm not really going to go over the effects. They stack for each Crystal Beast, number of Crystal Beast cards in your spell and trap zone. It goes from alright, can't be destroyed, to 4, it draws, and then the other ones you can tribute a Crystal Beast monster to negate stuff. It becomes good. It's not really what the deck relies on, but it gives you options. It runs negates, which is why you don't run that many traps. Triple, rare value. If you have 3 or more, or 2 or more, sorry, Crystal Beast cards in your continuous spell zone, your opponent picks 1, sends it to the graveyard, you draw 2 cards. It's the consistency of the deck. Triple, Crystal Promise, special summon 1 from your spell and trap zone. That's it. Double, Crystal Blessings, select up to 2 in your graveyard, put in spell and trap. You might be wondering why, since I'm always sending 1 with this, and I'm always sending 3 with this, why I would only run 2 of those? Well, for one, Haman's a win condition. Haman's out, you win. It's hard to come back from if they destroy Haman, but usually with the current meta, you can beat down with Haman. He's not the main win condition, or he's not the only win condition, the only way to win, but he is, when he comes out, he's a win condition in and of itself. He wins the games. Many times I've been playing Crystal Beasts, and I've gotten Haman out, and my friend would say, the Haman is what screwed me. So you get Haman out, and you kind of win. That also gets them from the graveyard, so at the same time you cannot thin out your deck. Pop this, draw into this, activate his effect, get the one from the graveyard, then activate rare value, and this goes, then you crystal promise this, and you get the one from your graveyard again. So it's very recyclable. It's quite recycle-ish. So 2, and then since it's up to 2, you can clutch play 1 or go with 2 for big pushes. Usually go with 2. Never pitch that with Summoner Monk. 2 Crystal Beacon. If you have 2 or more in your spawn trap zone, special summon 1 from your deck. It works. That's consistency. Crystal Abundance. Send 4 from your spawn trap zone. To send all cards on the field to the graveyard. Send, not destroy. Big keyword. It doesn't get negated by a lot. Then however many cards your opponent sent is how many Crystal Beasts you special summon from your graveyard. And then you swing for big, and it starts your opponent over. Starts your opponent's field completely over. It's ridiculous. Clutch plays with that too, that's another win condition. Double duality, 3's cloggy. You already draw enough, so if you have all the draw power you need, pitch that before any of your support cards for Summoner Monk. Staples. 1 MST, Clutch, Dark Hole, and Monster Reborn. You know, the only 3 staples you ever need. Then traps. Triple Horn. Target a beast, it gains 800, destroys a monster, you draw a card. Double Torrential, super trolly. This deck is a lot more consistent than version 1, as well as, I mean, I didn't get to test play this a lot, but again, this is just a fun deck, but it's also a deck that should see more play. It can be very good, and I'm still trying to find, this is my new project, essentially. There's going to be lots of videos on this. I'm going to try to run variants. My friend suggested, I don't know, I wasn't thinking that this would be that great, but throwing some Light Sworns. There's 4 Light Sworns, Tech JD name, all 7 names of this, and then the big ones, like 3 of this, 3 Tiger, and then 1 or 2 of the other names, and then Rainbow Dragon and JD. Double Dragon plays. Banish all. Just brave face, poke away with lots of hits. So I'll test play that online, but if you have any Crystal Beast variants, not different ways of running pure Crystal Beast, but variants of Crystal Beast decks that work, please don't hesitate to comment or send me a private message or link me a video. If you comment, I'll subscribe to your channel, and so that gives you subscriptions. So if you could subscribe to this channel. We should also have an alien deck up soon. So hope you enjoyed version 3 of Crystal Beast, and TGIF, Team Budget, rate, like, comment, subscribe, and keep it cheap. Bye.